Hey y'all, we're back.
Ah,
She shows her face.
David Evans with long hair is here.
Yeah. How y'all doing?
Booski is on with us.
Yes.
She didn't join us in the first one. Okay.
No, she's covered.
Left us to our own devices. Okay.
Yeah. I see the weather hasn't messed up her bag too much. She's worried about that on Friday.
Yeah. She's relatively coiffed. You see the bounce in it, right?
Yes. Yes.
You see the bounce?
Yes. And they were out in the rain in Woodrow Wilson yesterday.
Okay.
It started coming down hard yesterday at the backpack drive.
Yeah, but she recovered. How'd it go? Good?
Lindenwold, we were done in about an hour and 10 minutes, I think.
Okay. Reasonable turnout even with the rain?
Yeah. Yeah. And then when we were done, people were still coming up, but it started pouring. We were out anyway.
Okay.
As soon as we were done, it started coming down real heavy.
Okay.
Which was good though.
Hello, Yasmin. Hello, Sandra.
Hey, from Lutz. Is that Lutz, Florida?
Lutz, Florida. Where's Lutz at? Come in at? What other city that I'm familiar with is it close to? Orlando? Is that North Florida, South Florida, Central?
Okay. Y'all come on and share.
Danielle, how are you?
Tampa. Okay.
Okay, it's near Tampa. Okay.
Cool.
Preached in Tampa a couple times.
Yeah.
Hi, Brenda.
Oops.
Linda. Dexter.
Yeah.
Gladys. Everybody seems to be really enjoying this series, Pastor Nick.
Yeah, man.
I wonder if there's a book gonna spring out of this.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, you got to do a part 2 to Dare to Be a Man. So
yeah. Hello, Iris, Irving, Texas. Yeah.
Righty.
Maya, what you drinking? You didn't bring us any? That doesn't answer my question. You didn't bring us any. She didn't think of us, Pastor Nick. She didn't think of us.
I know. And we'll be here taping all those days, making sure she got lunch and
man,
doing all that stuff.
Taking care of her.
Yeah,
so her parents won't worry about her and all. Look how she does this.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Friday doing stuff so she can go home early.
I'm up there to tell you.
Laboring, taking it up, tearing down.
I'm trying to tell you.
I know. What's up,
It's a terrible thing.
I know.
What's up, Cynthia? Apostle Paul, how are you?
Sister Tanya. Hey,
Ralph is on. Oh my.
Praise the Lord, Ralph.
What's up, Terrence? Yeah, I got it right, man. Just have to sit down and get disciplined.
Yeah. But they can take it, what you said, and kind of do some stuff for you to kind of help you.
Yeah. And
then you can put your words in.
Well, yeah, but I found that there's a problem with that.
Okay. It doesn't. They can't get you.
They don't have my voice.
Okay.
And then they try to change it to theirs, and
okay,
that's not what works for people.
That's true. That's true.
Dr. Niles.
Hello. That's good. Dexter said he shared it with his men's fellowship group.
Okay.
Yeah, down in Frisco. Good.
Did they like it, man?
Good.
That's good. Okay, that's great. Great to hear. We hope that more people will introduce this series to their men's group. I think it's an excellent discussion tool.
Absolutely.
Listen to a little bit, talk about it, listen to some more, talk about it.
Yeah. It's a different type of men's series. It's not just typical work hard, do right. That's good. Yeah,
I think, and the ladies are really, really, getting into it, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Hey, Kiana, how are you?
Yeah. And the principles work both ways, which is good. So
absolutely. But what I like about it too is I think it gives the ladies further discusses areas that whatever men they have in their life, brothers, boyfriends, husbands, cousins, fathers.
Yeah.
You kind of know how to encourage them to be.
Absolutely.
10 times better.
Absolutely. I was yesterday. I was out walking with the kids around the neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm looking at my son, 7 years old, will be 8 in November.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to teach him about competition, drive.
Okay. Yep.
It's innate to him. And I'm like, my daughter, we never taught her about holding a pocketbook, wearing a dress, but she's walking around the house, wants to wear a dress with a little pocketbook on, talking about I'm beautiful like mom. But we didn't teach her to, she picking up babies and doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't say, look, this is what you have to be a woman or a man. It's just innate nature in them.
Yeah. But it's also what was modeled for them.
Yeah.
Their environment is helping produce them.
Yeah. True. Yeah, that's that part.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They follow the models that they have.
Absolutely. It just, we talk about giving them an identity, a platform, and how some things, I know we probably will get in trouble when we say this, some things in many men is just innate in us.
Yeah.
Just by nature by itself.
Yep.
And learn to cultivate that.
Yeah, they have to be developed, and some of them have to be corrected.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Hey, Kiana, how you doing? Sid Beecham, how you doing? Yeah, Brenda, you're right. X's too. That's right.
Yeah. Sid brought up a good point, that the good part is that you put it so plain and not hammering over the head. A lot of men's series seems like they're dropping the hammer.
I don't know why.
They don't feel empowering. They feel kind of
condemned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that. Have a conversation.
Right.
We think conversation changes seasons.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think if you lay out a blueprint for men, those that are willing will self-correct.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because we're great emulators.
Yeah. Bishop Bellinger, how are you?
What's up, Bishop Eugene Bellinger? We had a long conversation the other day, boy.
Good.
Yeah, we don't talk as often as we probably should, but when we do, we burn up some minutes. I tell you
that. y'all busy.
Yeah, we observing pastor schedules. Yes.
Yeah, man. Even in the pandemic, it feels like we're busier now than before.
Okay, Kiefer, you got a good question.
Let me see. I've dated 5 different times, 5 different women, and each was conflict. Can a man learn from each one to be prepared for the next one?
Well, yes and no. You have to learn what to do, and you have to learn what not to do. And when we understand that the present relationship, the majority of the experience we bring to a new relationship is failure from old ones. So we have to start changing who we choose and how we conduct ourselves in it. When the Bible says be not unevenly yoked, I don't think it's just talking about saved folk. I'm talking about mutual maturity.
Yeah.
A 20-year Christian being in love with a 2-day Christian, everything's going to be different. Commitment, understanding, all that will be different. Yeah. So we have to make sure the yoke is even, and not just do you know Jesus, but emotionally even, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yes, if you learn from your experiences, like a 10 times better man does, you can get into a situation where there's not going to be conflict unless you're attracted to people that are drama laden.
Yeah.
Why you stretch your eyes? I shouldn't have said that.
No, you said it properly. Sorry. Thomas Cole, what's up, man? How you doing? One of our old ushers, he lives in Florida now.
Hey, man.
How you doing?
Popka. I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah. Dexter asked, when are you able to come sit at your feet? Whenever we open, I guess.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Alabama's on the line. Linda Ann Pritchett. Hey, Doris. Phoenix is on.
West Palm Beach.
Palm Beach. Wow.
Yeah. Y'all throw y'all questions in. Talked a lot about patience and faith, which is hard.
Is that helpful?
Yeah. So help out with this, right?
Okay.
All right. So in the world, a lot of your success was based off your goal getting, your work ethic, and all those things.
Mm-hmm.
In the kingdom, you still keep the work ethic, you still keep the goals, but those areas in the world, if there was a problem, you knew how to fix it.
Right.
In the kingdom and ministry, some things you can fix on your own, but God has to fix this for you. You become like an Abraham and try to fix it for him.
Or with you.
Yes. So you kind of get ahead of him. And before, you could just go fix it yourself. Now you got to wait for God to step in and intervene. How do you navigate that?
I think the difference is knowing what's within your own power and authority and being able to discern immediately what God has to help you with.
Yes.
Because he does put things within our talents and our gifts.
Yes.
But then we have to, I'm pretty quick at realizing, okay, this is out of my realm of possibility.
Okay.
And I need God's help with this one.
Yeah. Because I know some people who find it hard to, as you say, let go and say it's God's responsibility. They try to jump in and they muddy the waters. And I get it because they're go-getters. They're used to fixing and doing.
Yeah. I think with Adam and Eve, they had ability on the ground to tend and till the garden. When they needed God's help the most was when the serpent's challenge came. And they did not call on him. Yeah. So you've got to know when, okay, this is out of my area of authority. I need God's assistance.
Yes. Yeah. So when do you know that your patience has overridden your grace for a situation or a place? Good question.
I think several things can happen. First, we have to be able to recognize whether you are in a particular phase or a condition. And oftentimes they feel alike. So then you have to analyze whether your goals are possible in the situation that you're in. Because most people miss the fact that the first thing that God is concerned with is where you are.
Yeah.
The second thing is who you're with where you are. Because both of those dictate the influence on your life. So it's place, people, and power. So when we're trying to see whether our patience is justified, is when a lot of times I found with God, his process does not necessarily encourage you. And because of that, if I heard from him, I have to trust him.
Right.
And not just trust him for the destination, but for the journey. And that means I have to trust him for the difficulty of the journey.
Right.
So, and I'm pretty clear that I've had people, I know you have too. We've had people over the years come to us and say, I think God is moving me X, Y, and Z. And the next question to me is, okay, where's he putting you?
Right.
And then if they tell me they don't know, that wasn't God.
Yeah.
That wasn't God.
Absolutely.
Because a gardener never uproots a plant without having another pot to put it in. And the pot is a prepared place. So I hope I helped you.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Well, hey, Ada. Well, welcome.
Rita Johnson got something on there.
I just think I just missed it. Wait a minute.
Rita Johnson Williams. Yeah. What is she saying?
It's powerful teaching. What do we as women do when we want to see what you just taught?
What do we as women do when we want to see?
I guess seeing a man.
Yeah. You mean in a man? I'm going to assume you're saying, Rita. I'm going to assume you're saying in a man. Precious things are not hanging on trees. And a lot of times, especially in the culture that we're in, people are far too quick to get into commitment. It takes time and circumstance to reveal the character of a man or a woman. And if we're not patient enough to watch them go through time and circumstance, we will never have a real idea of what their character is, how strong they are, how challenged they are. So we have to give God time to reveal to us. The vineyard illustration in the Bible is really, I think, very revealing, Pastor Nick, in that It is the pressure that reveals what's in the grape.
Yeah.
And it's the pressure is designed to reveal the inner man. So a lot of times if we don't know a person long enough to see them go through different seasons of pressure,
Mhm.
then we'll never know who they really are until our hearts get committed, and then we start making excuses for
Yeah.
the things that are not acceptable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm sure your relationship counseling, I know happens a lot in mine.
Yeah.
How long when y'all dating before y'all started, or how long was y'all together before you got married? And it's like, it's usually that I jumped in it so quick, and then they act like I didn't see the red flags. Till you start questioning them.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they were there.
Yeah. But the other thing that people don't talk about is I normally ask the sex question, because judgment goes out the window once the sex has started.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, so if all of a sudden we in a hurry, especially saved folk,
Mhm.
you know, we start out with eros instead of agape,
Yeah.
and never discover the friendship that's needed.
Yeah.
And then we want to correct the whole situation. You know, we want to start out sex, then see if we can become friends, and then hopefully we can validate the whole thing with God's love.
Yeah.
When God says start out with my love,
Mhm.
and then back down
Yeah.
to find if you can be friends,
Yeah.
and then find if you can be passionate.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's God's love, friendship, passion.
Yep. Rita was talking about her marriage 16 years. I think Peter addresses that when he talks about I think it's First Peter or Second Peter, one of them. When he talks about a woman that wants her man to model, become more Christ-like. He tells her, model the faith more than you talk about the faith.
That's right.
And I think a lot of people where they go wrong is they try to force it through conversation. When he talks a lot about modeling it to be that example for the person. I'm not saying this about you, Rita, but sometimes we have a tendency to try to make people right for us rather than it be their choice.
Yeah, and a lot of times women think they can finish a man as far as help him become a man. I believe that you can't. A man is not a piece of clay that a woman can model, can form.
Yeah.
So I kind of believe that where the problem is that I'm back to we don't wait long enough to discover who a person really is. This is men and women. You know, you got to give God time enough to reveal the person to you.
Yep. Absolutely. So we got Terrence Kimball. Okay, I got all y'all. How do I deal with unrealistic expectations in relationships? How do you deal with now? You talking about from your end or the other person's end? Might be talking about from the other person's end.
Unrealistic expectations
in a relationship.
Sometimes we advertise something that's in the window that's not in the warehouse. In other words, sometimes in the beginning of a relationship, we will give impressions where the expectations are absolutely expected, and almost like we're running for office.
Yeah.
We make promises that we're unable to keep. On the other hand, some people bring expectations from previous relationships and almost commission you to make up for everything that they lacked before they met you.
Yep.
That is patently unfair, because what it looks like is you coming into the relationship expecting a lot, but not expecting to deliver a lot.
Right.
You know, and quiet as it's kept, and this is for men and women, your presence is not enough.
You got to bring more to the table.
Yeah. More than a knife and fork, that's for sure.
Yeah. Bishop, you stated that patience has to be developed. What ways can they be obtained?
Patience in the Bible is endurance. The scripture is very clear about how endurance is developed. It talks about worketh. It develops, it produces. So time and experience and a relationship with God shows us the faithfulness of God. When I begin to trust God because of how he's proved himself to me, like I know he's going to work it out. I have endurance because I've been in some tough places and God always comes through. We learn how to have endurance with God. And when we develop godly patience, we will have more relational patience.
Okay, good. Sid asks, how do you feel about marriage as a business transaction? Two people who love or like each other and it makes sense financially.
How can I do this? I think if the foundation of a relationship is transactional, then there are relational aspects that will never be achieved.
Yeah.
I think you'll have sexuality without intimacy. I think you'll have familiarity without closeness. I think you have fellowship and never have a real relationship develop because the cause of the relationship is flawed.
Yeah.
And then what happens if one of you cannot maintain the financial part of the relationship?
Yep.
You know, so famine is a remarkable way to reveal commitment.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Famine will show you who you're with.
You ain't lying on that one. Shoot. Any more questions y'all want to throw out there? Here, come on, book. Yeah. I'm sure something's going to be produced from this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish, I don't know how it is in other people's areas, but I've always wanted to do, based on the stuff that we've done in the past. I love you, but I don't understand you. Four Men Loosed. What's that other one I did about men? Dare to Be a Man.
Dare to Be a Man, yeah.
I think the When Men Pray.
Yeah. Swag.
Yeah, Swag was another good one. I often wondered why it is in this area we don't seem to be able to have significant men's meetings or convocations like we do, you know, for Power of God or Impact and those types of things.
Yeah.
And I, you know, men talk about they would like to come to a meeting like that, but when we've tried to do it, it hasn't worked out. Yeah.
That's the unfortunate thing. More women buy books, more women read books.
Yep.
So I can understand why people market theirs too.
More women are watching 10 Times Better.
Yeah, more than the men are.
Yeah.
I don't know if you think it's a pride thing or it's a.
I don't know. I think as men, we often don't cry for help until we're in trouble.
Yeah.
So we don't prepare, so we'll have wisdom for trouble that's coming. As a rule, right. We normally scream for help, like Peter did when he was sinking.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. It's unfortunate too.
10 Times Better sounds like a play. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. I'll talk to my film group.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think our movie, Negative Exposure, debuts next month.
Okay. They can we're gonna be able to download it.
We're gonna have it on all the platforms. Yeah. It's gonna, you know, we're gonna have it on every platform possible.
Good. I wonder if we can do some we can do some creative, some descriptive stuff we're trying to do. We can do some creative stuff on this one.
On 10 Times Better?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah. Like some shorts.
Yeah.
2-3 minute shorts.
Yep.
Might write it down. Get it going.
Yeah, you know, get drama involved.
Yeah. Don't shake your head like that. Just right. See? I'm playing with you. Let me see.
Jason's right about
yeah,
that.
yeah. I think it's okay. Okay. I think it's everything is okay with the men, and it's easier not to see what is wrong. Usually, it takes a woman to show a man what's wrong when they eventually listen.
Well, I don't know how it's happened with you, Pastor Nick, but in a lot of couples counseling that I've done, the woman will come in absolutely thrown off, and the guy will say, "Well, I don't see that much wrong."
Yeah.
But I've found that the person that's guilty of the infractions normally doesn't see that much wrong.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like, what are you complaining about? I'm here.
Right. Right. I paid the bills.
Yeah. Well, I own dogs most of my life. And I think if somebody's living with you, they ought to have a roof over their head. The lights ought to work. The water ought to run.
Yeah.
So, I had pets that had that benefit.
Yep. Yep. I wonder sometimes too, the men that I know that are very responsible.
Yeah.
When they were young, they had chores, they had responsibilities.
Yep.
You could play your games.
Yep.
The ones that I see are very immature. They had sisters. The sisters did all the work.
Yep.
And the guys just played and did no work around the house.
Yep.
And we wonder why they never grew up to be responsible men.
Never had any sense of responsibility.
Yep. Pastor Dean, if a woman relinquishes her responsibility at home, allowing the man to lead and be the head, and when he doesn't, then the woman takes the position.
Pastor Dean look like the prophet from Islam tonight.
And then the woman takes position. Is the woman out of order, or is the man out of order when he doesn't know how? I guess it's a whole leadership thing. Yeah.
Well, I believe that there's a co-regency that people miss. Kings and queens had different areas of responsibility. Sun and the moon have different areas of authority in the sky. And it goes without saying that roles do work in a relationship. But what the mistake we make is that not all men are good with money. Not all women are good with decorating. So you go with the strength in the relationship.
Yeah.
Who's better at this and who's better at that? And every relationship has to have somebody that everyone in the house turns to when something goes wrong, when a decision has to be made. And in most cases, the women that I've counseled with the men want their men to be that individual.
Yeah.
So and fortunately for us, we're created to develop and mature under the weight of responsibility. Absolutely.
That is so true. I ain't no lie. Look, I'm not Mr. Fix It. Tiff loves fixing stuff around the house. I assist her when she fixes stuff around the house.
She got the talent.
But she got it.
Yeah.
I don't have it. She got it.
We need to know that.
Yeah, and I ain't scared. I ain't ashamed to say it.
Because putting somebody in charge of money that's not good with it is just, that's suicide.
Yeah, the house be going, everything going.
That's not love.
Yeah, not at all. Just Giselle asks, what do you do when you're already married and you realize your partner is irresponsible? Ooh.
When those situations happen with me, I ask, when did you recognize this?
Yeah.
And what signs did you ignore so you could go ahead and get married?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times the lights are flashing yellow, and instead of slowing down and stopping, we charge through the caution light.
Yep.
And caution lights flash a lot in relationships.
That's so true. Get your questions in now. I'm dating an old high school flame who's now a minister. A couple of weeks, and this is uncharted territory. Any recommendations for dating a minister? She ain't no joke.
And she ain't no joke.
No, she ain't no joke.
meaning serious, ain't no joke, Thomas, or very challenging and some men and women use ministry as a compensating instrument.
Yep.
And some are actually called. And I believe the anointing, especially when you're called to preach, should transform not only you as a person, but ought to change your personality.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, sir.
What's this Kim Patterson is saying?
Let me see. I missed a few with all the scrolls. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Oh, sorry, I forgot you're on a delay. It's based on your teaching to us and being married 39 years. Some men have a hard time admitting and being exposed to a different way to be a man. Women sometimes are no better.
Absolutely true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't think we need help until the ship is virtually on the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
And that's men and women. But that comes back to pride, I think, Pastor Nick.
Yeah. Let's see if there's anything else I missed. There was a time where people were just typing a bunch of stuff. I think I got most of them.
Rosie. Rosie, come on, girl.
That one, her comment just popped up on yours.
Yeah, just a minute or so ago.
Okay. Well, we were on a delay. Okay. Yeah, just pay the man. I love you. I just paid your rent. I just paid the mortgage. You supposed to? I almost said something. A word almost came out of my mouth. Like, you supposed to. You felt it was like right there on the tip of my tongue. You supposed to.
Man, come on, man.
You don't get no points for that, man. Come on.
Yeah, you don't get points for paying the place where you live.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm supposed to be indoors if I'm living with you.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah. Should be able to get around, drive a car. So come on.
Yeah, come on now.
I don't get it. But it's funny. I was thinking, this is no shade to Eddie, the situation, but you and I can both attest to this. With Chadwick passed away the other day.
Right.
And I get how some people, they needed a hero on television because they didn't see it. I'm sure both of us are grateful that my first hero was my grandfather.
Yep.
I didn't have to look on TV, a movie to see a strong black man to show me what to do. I have one right there with me.
Me too. My grandfather, Albert Q. Prince.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Yeah.
But they were throwback men, though, Pastor Nick.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
They were Renaissance. They were Renaissance men.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Working was it was a non-negotiable.
No. There was no conversation about not working.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
No. They had you working in the yard or washing the car, and you didn't get paid. You got fed.
Yep.
You got fed. You didn't get paid.
Yeah, man.
You live here.
Yeah, man.
I ain't giving no allowance for cleaning your room. You live here.
Right. Ain't no sitting around the house watching TV all day long. No.
Come on, man.
No, man. That ain't happening. Pastor Dean says, is it wrong to perform a duty in the marriage, but it's really not the person's desire? Could it hinder the relationship, the whole duty versus desire? Good question. Good question.
And I think it's a balanced relationship. I think that when you really care for a person, if it's how can we say this? Something you're totally opposed to, the person that loves you should not want you to have to go through that. And there are a lot of things we do for one another that are not our preference, but the joy comes out of serving.
Yep.
The joy comes out of serving. But if it's something that's totally against everything you believe, then the understanding has to be achieved. Which is why, again, when you're getting to know a person, you've got to find out where their foundational needs and wants and desires are.
Yeah.
So after you get together, you're not disappointed.
Yeah. Right. All right. We got to wrap up soon. Keith A wants to know, are some men afraid of commitment to a woman, or do they stand strong and talk about how they can work on a relationship?
It depends on whether the relationship is worth working for.
Yeah.
And that's not having to do with the value of a person. It has to do with relationship goals that you have for yourself.
Yeah. 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 So thank you.
I hope this is making sense to everybody.
Yeah. You help a lot of people. We hope you guys enjoyed 10 Times Better. It's 7:18. We got to rock and roll.
Yes, time to roll.
Because we got work tomorrow and a little bit tonight.
Yeah.
Join us all week long for all of our stuff. Next week is First Sunday, so 10 Times Better won't air in the evening because we have communion.
Yes.
We'll keep you posted on how we're going to work that out for next Sunday. Anything you want to share, Bishop, before we go?
I'm excited about what communion is going to be like next Sunday.
Yeah.
We're really excited about what the message for next week on as we continue Redefined.
Absolutely. Yeah. So y'all join us Maximize Monday, Tuesday, something
Yeah.
Tuesday night. I used to remember all this stuff. Wednesday Bible study, Thursday something.
Every day.
Friday something. Just watch. All right, y'all. Bless you.
See you now.
See you later.